I gotta take one of these so I'm not belching into the microphone. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Oh, and then here comes a plant monster. Look what you did. What are you looking at me for? Go. Yes, I am a child in my spare time. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. My name is Spectre Bull, and man, I just played a surprisingly great game. Now, I have to preface this by saying I was going on to the Microsoft Store, and I was just looking at deals, seeing what new games might have popped up, and I stumbled across something that was very peculiar. I found a game that was published by NASA. Let me repeat that. I found a game that was published by NASA. And yes, I do mean that NASA. I mean, that's the only NASA I hope there is. Otherwise, we might be up. Yes, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration has made its very own video game. It's called To the Moon and Beyond. Now, in reality, I shouldn't be too surprised about this. The United States government has gotten its hands into video games for its own projects several times before, the most famous one being the America's Army games. NASA itself has delved into projects where users can experience a simulation of piloting a rover, and there's an 8-bit game they published recently that some folks seem to be focusing on more. To the Moon and Beyond is arguably the most important project they've dished out to the public, and apparently, it's been out for a while. To the Moon and Beyond launched on Google Play back in 2020, but it only just published on Microsoft Store this past week on June 6th, 2022. It's a simple card game, really. The game takes place over 4 rounds, each round giving you 5 project cards, 5 research cards, and a handful of currency. Your goal is to fully assemble all of your equipment in order to reach the moon. Each round, you spend your money choosing from the project and research cards laid before you, each one costing a different amount while providing points for some of your equipment or giving you discounts and boosts. Once all of your money is spent, you end the year and go into creating card sets. By pairing up project cards with their different colored spikes at the bottom, you can accelerate your progress by generating points. Get 4 of the same color, and you can attribute a point to equipment of that color. Get a set of red, yellow, green, and blue, and you'll earn a point that can be attributed to whichever category you so desire. For as simple as it sounds, To the Moon and Beyond will dish out curveballs to hamper your progress. See, it's not enough to fund your projects. You'll need to balance your purchases with research cards too. Research cards will offer you discounts while also acting as a shield against random events. Said events could make your mission a complete disaster, whether it's a storm in Florida, economic turmoil, public perception of your mission, or investors pulling funding from you at the last minute. It's enough RNG for you to try and predict what events might happen in your 4-turn run. Sometimes you can mitigate them, other times, well, sucks to suck, man. I basically spent my entire evening playing this game, and in about 2.5 hours, I managed to win across all 3 modes, easy, medium, and hard. Let me tell you, To the Moon and Beyond does not hold back its punches. On easy, you do start out with some research cards to give you bonuses and discounts on your first turn. Medium lowers the amount of research cards you start with, but as for hard, you get nothing, fool. Zilch. Nada. Hard is very much a power struggle. I cannot tell you how many times my rocket blew up with all of my research in it, how many times my budget got cut because someone said something stupid and wasn't accurate about something, or how many times one flippin' equipment piece fell short while everything else met their required piece count. I'm looking at you, human body, whatever it's called. My astronaut suit always fell short. I was ramming my head into the wall trying to get through this, and yet To the Moon and Beyond really taught me a lot about NASA, space exploration, and how so much in the world can affect its operations, even if they seem so minute, so trivial, so minuscule to average folks such as you or I. For as much fun as this game is, To the Moon and Beyond was a real eye-opener for me. And as somebody who champions good edutainment games, I genuinely believe folks should not sleep on this game. Yes, the game does provide you with some interesting tidbits in the cards that tell you what the thing in the card is and why it's important for astronauts and what the potential is behind future technologies, etc, etc, etc. However, the massive spike in difficulty and barrage of random events paints a whole other picture. Call me stupid if you want, but my public school system never taught me anything to do with NASA or space exploration. We watched October Sky starring Jake Gyllenhaal, we talked about the first moon landing with Neil Armstrong, and then we sped our way through Vietnam, Cold War, and President's Number 40 onwards. We never dove further into NASA, what it does, what its history is, its evolution, the many technologies and tools it's discovered over the years. We talked about none of that. It was, hey, this thing happened, it birthed NASA, so they did that in this year. Now, this government organization is government funded by the government, so remember your dates or you all fail the quiz on Friday. That was the gist. I kid you not. That was the entire gist of it. We probably spent a day, not even, on NASA and space exploration. But you know how long we spent talking about Eli Whitney? Or the Civil War? Way too long. What I managed to take away from this, as some average schmo who plays video games to unwind, is just how critical NASA is to learning more not just about space, not just about planets, not just how far can we go, can we reach the edge of the universe if there even is an edge. They're also incredibly valuable to learning about our planet, learning about the weather, learning about how our imprint is affecting the globe, and they unfortunately get so much shit thrown at them from the public to the government itself. Pardon my French, but that is the truth. From budget cuts to disgruntled investors to someone saying something dumb and causing public outcry, there were times where I felt like I was making impossible choices. I was forced to trash projects because they were too expensive, or because they didn't provide enough resources, or because I hadn't properly researched something earlier that would have saved me some time or money in the long run. To the Moon and Beyond really sits you down and says, you think you can run NASA? Good freaking luck, pal. Good luck. And it throws you just about everything it can. It opens a window into showing you how the organization manages itself, the hurdles it's facing at every waking moment, so on and so forth. Now, I know it seems odd for me to be going on about this. You probably know me more for the top 10s, I talk about sexy characters on Mojo Plays, I talk about kart racers all the time, I go on about Twisted Metal and blah blah blah. But I grew up on edutainment games, mainly the Jumpstart series. It always fascinates me to see how education can be gamified, how it can be turned into something really, really fun for a kid. I cannot stress how amazed I was as a kid that a video game managed to make doing math problems fun, how it managed to make reading fun, how it managed to make learning about time when I was 5 or 6 fun. Like, when you're a kid and you're someone like me who doesn't really like going to school, that's a huge deal. Now, does education in video games, does that always translate well in this form? Not really. They rarely do. But in the case of To the Moon and Beyond, I am genuinely stunned. I really am. I did not think a simple card game like this could ignite an interest in NASA or space exploration within me. And after playing it and conquering all of the difficulties, I can guarantee you I'm going to be coming back to this. Like, just for kicks too, and to kind of remind myself of some of the cool stuff that NASA has done over the years and some of the technologies we've discovered. It's such a enthralling game, a fantastic bite-sized game. It's like, I kind of want this on my phone just so I can take a break while I'm at work and, you know, maybe go through a game or two at lunch. If you do want to try To the Moon and Beyond for yourself, it is free to play, and I don't mean free to play as in the microtransaction heavy free to play. I mean it is literally free to play. Like, you can download it and own it at no cost. It's available on Google Play Store still, and it's also available on the Microsoft Store for Xbox. And just to sweeten the deal, for those of you who want achievements, it's a pretty generous 1,000 gamer score. Very, very easy. I'm only about 400 short, so hopefully at some point I'll be able to pop those as I continue to revisit the game. But it's something else. I'm not gonna act like it's groundbreaking, but it's just, you rarely see edutainment games like this turn out so good. So that's kind of why I'm raving on about it. But I'll let the game kind of speak for itself to you. If you do like card games, if you want to learn more about NASA or space in general, I do highly recommend you go check this out. I highly recommend anybody go check this out, really. Like I said, it's an eye-opener, really. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and comment. Let me know what you think of the video. I know I don't normally do stuff like this. It's a lot of general gameplay and live streams and blah, 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 blah. And don't forget to subscribe, of course. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. But in the meantime, have a marvelous day.